Welcome, everybody. My name is Adam Howe, solutions engineer here with GoTab presently, but I bring with me over 20 years of operating experience, mostly in the brewery and brew pub space, but also entertainment space as well. I'll get into some of those examples a little bit later, but excited to kind of talk a little bit more about, uh, you know, providing all of your locations, and then some, an added revenue source, to kind of fill in the gaps and kind of make things a little bit more stable when predicting business moving forward. Also being able to provide a little bit more of a creative manner in which to do so. Um, and so, I mean, this brings us to like the kind of the reason we're here, in the idea of being able to predict your business and plan for every possible outcome. I mean, it's just part of the job, something that I've always had to experience when operating different brands, whether it be, brands that I came into that had a long-standing history. So I had a lot of data to look at in the past and kind of predict what we're going to do, the first Tuesday of January, versus what we've done in the past. Also, coming in and being part of opening teams, brand new builds, and having to predict with absolutely no history, just nothing but your instincts to go off of, and just any other insights you might have, connections with other local restaurants, how they've done, and going through word of mouth. Everybody's hit with seasonality, whether it's weather patterns or local traffic patterns, tourism, local events dictating big sporting events that are happening in your neck of the woods that dictate what your business is going to be. But no one's immune to varieties of seasonality, whether it come in the form of your business is busier on weekends than it is during the week, or lunches versus dinners and what have you. It's how you kind of fill the gaps to even out the bumps to make it more bearable, if not, preferably predictable. Today, we're going to provide a few solutions to use to fill those gaps and actually create excitement around your brand and your concept, whether it be targeting the bumps in seasonality or generating, different revenue streams, which in turn should create a stronger bond with your specific audiences, based on what you're trying to accomplish. I've done a lot of gap filling, and I'm sure most of you have done this as well in different varieties, whether it be promotions like happy hour, pretty standard, right? Discounted drinks and appetizers between 3 and 5 o'clock on Monday through Thursday, because that's what you have to do to drive traffic during that slowest period. So you're not just closing down. Most of I've done, trivia nights, and maybe it'd be the dine in, paint, all those different promotions you do on a weekly or semi-weekly basis, just to drive extra traffic and give a different reason to come in and experience your space, whether it be to then hopefully also buy more product as well. But these things aren't like typically unique to your space and to what you do really well. And at least that's the experience that I've had with mine. Yeah, it was great to be able to bring in a different group of people, but ultimately there was no connection. It was a connection to the discount, or connection to the promotion, rather than a connection back to my spot. The other ways you kind of fill in the gaps here is with selling gift cards. Still very popular, very helpful. It's guaranteed revenue, which is great. You just never know when that gift card is going to be redeemed, and all you end up getting when it is redeemed is less liability on your books, because now this gift card is gone. There's always going to be breakage, sure, but ultimately there's no really limiting what that gift card can be redeemed for, when it can be redeemed, and in what capacity. They make great gifts, great revenue, continue to do it. Would never tell somebody to stop utilizing gift cards, but there's a better way. And that brings us to, why we're here in the first place. And that is to create a guaranteed, recurring, predictable revenue stream that can build traffic in very specific ways, while creating very strong bonds with not only your customers, but also with breakout ways that you can creatively spark excitement in your brand and in your products that you're selling through memberships. And then also going to show you some examples of some of those membership programs that are out in the wild. And I'm going to pinpoint why I think some of these are really useful in what they've done to kind of really show off what they do well. So a lot of the programs that I've overseen, in addition to my gap filler promos, as I was talking about earlier, like I said, most of my history comes in the brew pub and brewery space. So this is the idea of a mug club and a, bottle club and things of that nature are no, you know, they've been done plenty of times, and I've managed a lot of those. I found the most success in the programs in which we managed that ended up being more experiential and more exclusive. Like there's an exclusivity in them, where everybody knows who you are when you walk in. You're able to be provide. We were able to provide those guests with releases of new products. In this case, most of the time it was beer, of course, earlier than we would send out into the market. And that gave a stronger connection. In some of those programs, we had people driving in, 2.5, 3 hours from out of town just to get their hands on these products because the only way they could get it would be if they were in that exclusive membership or club, as it was marketed. And so having that sense of exclusivity for your members and providing a value of a product that they can't get any other way, always went a long way. And we saw in some of those programs, as soon as we made or watered that down a little bit and made those available to, outside just to like get that product out in the market quicker, then the interest level of that membership obviously went down very quickly for that matter. So we'll get into some of that exclusivity in a little bit. And then, of course, later on, I'll actually go through a demonstration of how to build out a membership in GoTab, and how that would actually interact with your guests, both in-house and online. So let's first kind of talk about the three different models that go into a membership. In historically, a loyalty program, not uncommon. You've seen these from punch card models. Buy four, get the fifth one free. When you buy one, we punch your punch card, and then once you fill it up, you pass it in and you get your free drink. Sure, that's great. That creates an ability for a guest to feel as though they need to continue to come in order to get their benefits. And now you can set up a membership program with a loyalty background in GoTab that will automatically kind of track those things. Either via by product purchased or points, and then you can equate those points how you see fit. A membership can come in two forms. Your single purchase membership, pretty classic. You set this up to be a limited run, where you have to purchase it at a certain time period. It only runs from date A to date B, perhaps. You can create a membership that is a lifetime membership. See this a lot as well out in the wild. There's one location out in Detroit, Elephant Co. They do a really cool combination of the two, where you're able to sign up for their loyalty program, earn points, and then if you hit X amount of points, that your benefit is that you get a membership. And then the membership gets you whatever benefits they want to provide in that membership. You can buy the membership outright, of course. But I like the fact that they've combined the two things in such a way where you can continue to generate a need to continue to come in so that you are trying to always get to that, final outcome. And then we have subscription models, which is memberships that automatically recur, very similar to any other subscription you've ever signed up for, whether it be a old school magazine subscription, all to, your streaming services, your Netflixes and Disney Pluses and stuff like that. And this is kind of like the next evolution in these clubs and these memberships, for you to be able to create situations and avenues for revenue that automatically recur and automatically have buy-in by your guests. These kind of programs can be the most how do I put this, you know, specific in nature. And I always tell people, like, don't be afraid to have multiple memberships that are very specific to different interest levels of your guests. If you do pizza really well, have a pizza club, sure, but have the benefits of that membership only apply to pizzas. While you can also create a membership program that also applies to, your beverages and other things of that nature. But if you really specify what the benefits are, you're going to be able to create an environment that provides the value that's of interest to that guest. And so your subscriptions allow you to have recurring purchases. They automatically renew whatever period time that you are looking for, whether they be monthly, quarterly, annually, or every 5 months for that matter. And then they will automatically recur unless they opt out. Same as how your Netflix subscription probably works as well. Um, so these are things that are really good to kind of keep in mind, that there are different ways in which you can build these out. And from here, let's take a second to show off a couple of locations and that I found quite interesting, and I'm gonna kind of explain why they are important. Let's share. So I have four locations that I want to kind of point out, and kind of point out what they're doing and what I think that they're doing really well as far as like how they're positioning their memberships or their loyalty programs. Fortress location out in, as you can see on the site, Sydney and Melbourne, Australia. They really do a really good job of showing the value of what you get out of your membership, without having to really nickel and dime exactly all the things that they're doing. Yeah, you get your dollar off of your drinks and you get your monthly perks and all that. But also being able to show that they are offering random promotions as well, VIP updates. And then, also valuizing exactly what it is that how much this is actually could be worth, I think is really important. When you just tell somebody like, hey, you're going to get 10% off of your drinks when you come in. Okay, that's all well and good, but I'm paying for this membership. So this membership, I need to know that I'm going to get my money back and then some. Because your intention in creating this membership is to generate not only guaranteed revenue because they're paying up front for this, but also repeat business. And when you have a buy-in membership rather than a loyalty program where you have to, you have to remember that, like, hey, I need to buy four more of these things in order to get the benefit. You lose a little bit. There's some incentive there built in, but you lose a little bit of the buy-in. When you do a membership or a subscription model, you've already bought in. So in order to get the value of it, you're going to create this repeat business naturally. And so to be able to do back of napkin math to kind of show that, what that value could be. If I provide you with 10% off your drinks and your average drink is, $10, and all you have to tell them is that if you buy a $50 membership, all you have to do is come in, X amount of times, and it's gonna pay for itself. So they do a good job of, like, at least providing some dollar figures, $20 per month, and then it creates a $200 value. In what they're getting, whether it be random merch that they're giving away, or the discounts, et cetera, et cetera. So, really figuring out what is valuable to your guests, I think, is really important to emphasize when describing what the benefits are going to be. Um, Humble Som has what I like that they've done is they've created multiple tiers and multiple options for their guests to pick and choose what's important to them. Obviously, these are just two of them that they have listed out on their site, but there's two different price points, and they have very succinctly listed what they're going to get for each membership. What I like about this too is that they create a summary of like, hey, who's my target audience? Who would benefit from this the most? If I fit into this category, this is where I'm going to be drawn to. If I fit into this other category, I'm going to upgrade and go for the $65 a month package. You're able to kind of really pinpoint again what's valuable to your guests and give them the option to pick the thing that they think they're going to get the most out of. They're going to be the most connected and the most they're going to renew and allow the auto renewal process to happen more often than not if what they have purchased is something that they know that they're going to get value out of. You don't need to give away the farm on any of these by any stretch of the imagination, but you do have to create a value proposition to your members because they are, again, buying in advance. Anybody can just come in and you can tell people, hey, I'm going to give you 10% off your food if you come in at a certain time or whatever. That's just a promotion. Again, they are being attracted to that promotion based on price and based on the discount that you're providing. With the membership, you're not providing a discount as much as you are as selling like the buy-in process. Again, getting in that revenue automatically and then providing that revenue back, but in a very succinct and specific manner. Like Poor Society. The Poor Society one, the $35 a month. Yeah, you're paying $35 a month and you're getting 10% off your food, but you've already paid into it, right? You've already bought into it. And then yeah, maybe your investment will end up coming to fruition once you've spent $350 and get that 10% off all that food, and then everything on top of that is golden, right? Of course, you get other things. I'm just using the 10% off food as the baseline, as the example, because it's the first thing listed here. That discount is already kind of paid for in this scenario. And again, I like the fact that they give you different tiers or different options that kind of fit into what you're looking for. Sketchbook Brewing in Illinois, they have had a very successful membership program for years. And it's very straightforward, very simple. They focus on the guest experience and filling and realizing that it is ultimately a purchase in advance program. And with that, they get, their coupons for their growler fills throughout the course of the 6 month or 12-month period. And because of this, they've been able to really target exactly what they want to be selling, what their guests actually want, and those who are involved in it have that much more of a connection back to their brand, both of all of their locations. And so keeping it simple does have an art form in and of itself, and being very specific, not necessarily giving them 10% off of everything or 15% off of this and that or whatever. It's like, hey, this is a very succinct, specific program that we are targeting a very particular product that we do well. Obviously, the beer that they're putting out in growler form is going to be the focus of what this program is built out to be. This is also going to bring their guests in to redeem their membership. While they're there, it is most likely that they are also hanging out, getting some food, getting a pint while they wait for their growler to be filled up. They're also spending more money as they converse and make that connection back with the location. So yeah, these are great, just different ways in which you can manipulate your membership program, whether it be recurring or one-time memberships. And just to touch on an idea of like loyalty doesn't a loyalty program or loyalty membership program ultimately doesn't have to be as simple as a punch card model that we talked about earlier. They can be, sure, they that works and it's tried and true. It gets people like the only way to get your benefit is by coming back in and buying another coffee or buying another sub. But you can also do it based on points. And what I like about what Flight Go Tower's done with their frequent flyer program is that they get their benefit automatically, right? So they do it based on points, and you spend X amount of dollars, you get a coupon for $10 coupon automatically loaded into your account. And that's how GoTab's loyalty program works. When you get your benefit, it automatically gets loaded in. You don't have to like issue it. You don't have to email them. It's just automatically applied. And then that coupon gets applied when the coupon is true. So whatever that coupon is set to do, it will do it on its own. What I like what Flightco has done is they program their coupons to only be able to be applied the next day or beyond. So once you earn your coupon, you can't use it that day. It actually forces them to come back in another in a day into the future, um, providing them with an ability to then generate even more revenue. I mean, it's a $10 coupon. More than likely, you're going to ring up more than a $10 tab on your next visit. And so being able to put restrictions on those benefits really goes a long way in generating not only the revenue that your loyalty program is trying to create, but also repeat business that more than likely this loyalty member is also going to bring in more people with them as well. So being able to restrict what that benefit is and not just like $10 coupon, they can take this another level and they can say it's $10. I mean, they actually say this here that you can't use it on everything. So they can you can put restrictions on that benefit as well. Like you can get $10 off just your appetizers or $10 off just bottled beer from the retail store portion of it. You can restrict these things to be only through online ordering. So if you really want to drive traffic to takeout and online ordering platform, which is obviously built right into your GoTab location, we can generate that so that these benefits are only utilized in certain zones within your different revenue centers within your space. All right, so we have most of you should be familiar with what I'm looking at, but just as a synopsis, this is our manager dashboard of our demonstration location, where we have a bunch of memberships already built out. Over on the right, you'll see what a guest would see, and we'll get to that in a little bit as well to go through that entire process. I've created what I call the GoTab Slice Club. So this Slice Club is, obviously directed at a pizza joint. I built this in such a way where I really my goal was to drive traffic during lunch because we're seeing not, we see a lot of interest in our pies is full pies at dinner time for takeout. All that's great. That business is great. But we also offer nice big slices of pizza during the day, and we only offer those slices during the day. And so we want to really kind of push our lunch business. So we're going to create a membership program where people can basically pre-purchase X amount of slices. And in this case, it's going to be 5 slices every month. So it's like a pizza subscription model. So it doesn't matter, these are you can also create these in such a way where, it's unlimited pizza slices per month, like more of like your streaming services. It doesn't necessarily matter how many movies you watch on Netflix, you're going to pay the same amount every single month. So some months you're going to get a really high value and some months you're going to get a really low value. But that's really what you want to focus on and what your goal is. Here, I just want to allow people the ability to create a membership that they're basically pre-purchasing their slices for the month. Um, and from here, I have the ability to also make it so that you can roll over these slices, or we can cut it off at the end of the month. So just to walk you through, we're going to create a membership real quick. You're going to give it a name, a description. This is what's going to show up on there, as a description of the actual membership itself. I'm going to give this one a base price of $10 because I'm giving them 5 slices. My slices are $2 each. And so this is a very one-for-one scenario. We're going to add an extra layer on it in a second as well. And we are going to make this a recurring membership because this is going to be a monthly thing. So you can buy it at any time. It will run for that 30-day period afterwards. If I want to make it annual, I could do that. If I want to make it quarterly or every 4 months, I could do that as well. And then I also have an option of setting a renewal notice. So I can let people know they're going to get a text message saying, hey, your GoTab Slice Club is going to be renewed tomorrow, and they're going to get one before that. In about 2 days, you're going to see your renewal. If you want to cancel it, you can cancel it. If you do nothing, it's going to renew. That's how the program is set up. Um, from here, we have set up two different rewards. Your first and foremost, you get your 5 slices. This is issued out to the guest as a coupon that lives in their account, automatically gets applied as they place their orders. We're also going to give them an added benefit that maybe they didn't even know about, maybe I didn't describe, but they're going to get 10% off their sodas as well. So there's an added perk, an added purpose to the membership. This is that added value. If I were to just give them 5 slices at $2 a pop for $10, it's like, well, I mean, I could just buy that. I could just come in at my leisure. There's not a lot of added value to that. So I'm going to add a small, something small on top, just to add a little bit of extra value, 10% off their drink. So they come in, get a slice and a soda, and they're not going to pay, they're going to pay minimum amount. They decide not to get a soda, that's fine. They're already paid for their pizzas. Sure. And then we're going to see exactly how that works. Um, from here, that creates a product in your backend. It creates the rule associated with each one of those benefits in your cart rules, and it creates a segment in which people are put into automatically once they enroll or purchase the membership. To purchase that membership, this is going to be your online ordering. You can purchase these memberships in-house as well, of course. But more likely we'll have an e-commerce page set up for you where all your memberships live. I got a lot of memberships, but it just so happens my Slice Club is first and foremost. I'm looking at this as if I'm looking at it from my phone because the majority of people live on their phones nowadays. But of course, your e-commerce page will be desktop ready as well. I come in, I find the Slice Club. I want to add this. I've got my description already put in here. I know what I'm going to get from this. You can give, of course, a little bit more detail in your description at your product level, if you like. But I'm going to go ahead and add that to my cart. I'm going to see that I'm joining the Slice Club. In my e-commerce zone, there's no room for tip or anything like that. We're just purchasing these one-time items. And then we will go. I have a gift card on file, so I'll go ahead and just use my gift card to pay for that. But of course, if you have, you can pay with your credit card and what have you as well. So now I've been enrolled into this Slice Club automatically. From here, what's nice is that it's going to recognize me as I place online orders, whether it be in-house, using QR codes. If you've easy tabbed my pass over to me or my tab over to me, anytime I order from my phone and I access these menus, I'm going to go ahead and find, as I add those items to my cart. And so we'll just go ahead and find that slice of pizza. And there we go. We got my slice of pizza here. I'll add that into my cart. You know what? I'll also add a soda. Let's find the soda and we'll just add Coke to that. Check out my cart, and we're going to see that my slices coupon automatically is applying to my slice, and then I'm also getting my 10% off discount applied to my soda because those things are tagged accordingly. I can go ahead and place that order, and I can add my tip because this is my actual order itself. I will go ahead and use my card that's already associated with my account here. And we're off to the races. I got that. I got my benefit automatically applied here. Now, doing it in-house is just as easy. We're able to come in and start that tab for the guest or place that order per se. And then as you are placing that order, and we will just add the slice here for the example, we're going to add that slice to the tab. To go ahead and add the slice to the tab. I am in this zone. I am tracking cover count, so I'll just get there's 2 people here. As I'm building out this tab, I can one of two things. One, the tab itself will be showing on the CFD, and the guests can enter in their phone number or scan a QR code there. I can also I can also access their check. They can also have them check into their tab at the point of sale level as well. So there are two different versions of checking in. You have a more secure check-in where you're going to put in their phone number, they're going to receive a text message, and then they can acknowledge or they can securely connect back to the tab so that the person who's utilizing the membership is they're the ones that should be getting it. We also have the ability of doing a quick check-in, most commonly used for like loyalty programs and things of that nature, or those who just you trust everybody that comes in and it's a quick check-in. So I can go ahead and add if I can remember my own phone number, to this tab. I can also scan this as the guest. I can also scan this QR code as well. And now I've applied my coupon automatically that's associated with my membership. That membership information also shows up here. Now, instead of having a check-in button, your POS user has the ability of seeing all the memberships, all the different loyalty programs that that person is involved in. You can see that Adam is in the Caffeine Club. They are in the Slice Club. They're also part of our loyalty program, our Mug Club. And so you have acknowledgement and the ability to add in a new flow of service if you so choose to these members as well. As these orders are placed in as well, they are going to also show up in or on the KDS. I'll just go ahead and add something else here. On your KDS, we're actually going to see all of the orders or all the segments that your members are part of. And so you have the ability or the option of adding in a service element that you can't necessarily pre-program into a discount or a coupon. Something that I would do with our members is we would have our chef would know if we told them, hey, we have a VIP over at table 2, they might send out a chef sample because they knew that they were a VIP or they were a member. You can kind of do this. You can kind of automate that by just acknowledging on the KDS within your kitchen or behind your bar that we have a member here. We also have the ability, again, from the KDS to rush tickets if you want. So if I want to tell the kitchen like, hey, I want you working on this ticket first because they are in the membership. We want to show them a good time. We can go ahead and push that ticket to the front of the line, and your line cooks or your bartenders can start making those drinks on a regular basis, or on a quicker basis, and providing that a different source of service or benefit that you may or may not be able to equate to a dollar figure. And by doing that, you're able to invest basically sweat equity rather than actual equity into these memberships. Value comes in a lot of different shapes, sizes, and forms. And what your guests have the capacity to value is really up to them. So you being able to provide a vast variety of value, I think it goes a long way. It's really important. And so as you saw though, that the financial incentives are automatically applied. What's nice about the membership programs, the loyalty programs within GoTab is that there's no added way of having to manage it, right? The guests don't have to manage anything. Your staff don't have to manage anything. All they've got to do is check in and show that they are a member. Once they've connected their membership to their tab, whether it's at the point of sale or automatically done when they place an online order or a mobile order, everything else is programmed to do it itself. So I've got my 5 slices coupon applied to my slice. There is a separate promotion here for happy hour, giving me $1 off the beer that I just added to this as well. But if I add a soda in here, my discount for my soda will apply automatically as well. And then once I've gotten my 5 slices, the coupon goes away and I can just pay full price for my 6th slice of the month. If I renew, what's nice is I get that coupon all over again and I get 5 more slices. So yeah, that's just one example of how these memberships can work. And yeah, and of course, everybody, any current customer, any current accounts here with GoTab or using GoTab, you have access to this already. If it's not a module that has been turned on for you, reach out to your account manager and they'll make sure that they go over all the ins and outs on how to actually start utilizing it. And we have lots of locations that are simply using it just for the loyalty portion of it. Others have expanded it in, as I've shown off a couple, for the membership portion as well. And it's really a module that's meant to be as available as you want it to be, and be as creative as you want it to be. As I said earlier, the best use case though is having a goal, what you're trying to get out of it, and let's build it together that matches what that goal is. It is a added form of revenue that most of us operating never had access to, or if we did it completely manually with a membership card that you put in your wallet and had to show off, and then you look through a spreadsheet and check off everybody to see if they've redeemed all their points or they've gotten this or that or the other thing. Um, to have it all kind of built into one place has been, I mean, if I was still operating, I would look at it as a godsend, as all one place that, I didn't have to manage three different things. And I've used a lot of different third party um, loyalty or revenue generating programs that some were extremely successful because they were a lot of fun. There were a lot of gamification that went to it, but it was still something else I had to manage separately.
Yeah.
So that's a
Yeah.
big part of that.
One question we got, and I don't know if you see this, Adam, but I'll read it. Does the authorization button on the POS serve as an automatic check-in too?
Yes, that is a great question. The check-in process that I showed you earlier in this with the check-in button can be automated through the EasyTab flow. So if you are using EasyTab with that authorization or that pre-authorization, that will automate, and you're going to be prompted to put in the guest's phone number in that way as well. So even if you're using EasyTab, if just for no other reason to give your guest access to their tab to pay later, and not actually ordering through the Easy Tab process, this will be an automatic check-in process that you'll be able to tap into as well. If they're ordering, that's fine as well. I mean, no matter what, as long as you're using Easy Tab in some capacity, that is an automatic check-in process.
Okay, and if they're not using EasyTab, what is the process?
Yeah, the process would be exactly what I showed earlier with the ability to expose that reward check-in button on either if you have a customer-facing display at that terminal, it will show automatically, and they can scan the QR code or enter their phone number. Or if it's on the point of sale itself on the tab, there is a button that says check-in, and that again that QR code and or phone number prompt gets put in automatically. So whether you're using it on your handhelds, table side, or at the bar, or at a host check-in counter, wherever there's a terminal, there's an ability to simply add in the guest phone number in that fashion, and their membership would be linked.
Nice. And I'll just mention if you're on this call and you don't know what EasyTab is, reach out to us because we want to we want to share it with you.
When building out a membership program, there's five things that I'm always thinking about when I'm building this out. First and foremost, I touched on a couple of these already, but be specific when coming up with your program. I talked about gap filling and directing people in my by the slice membership example. I was really trying to focus on not only pizza specifically, because that's what I do really well, but also driving traffic toward my lunch crowd, that's the need, that's the goal that I had. So being very specific with what that program is, it's not just, hey, become a pizza member and get 20% off all your pizzas all the time. That's not gonna hit my goal of like really driving traffic during lunchtime. Um, making it experiential is, I think, I mean, every aspect of going out to eat or just choosing where to go. comes down to the experience that you're going to get. Most people can make food, make dinner for themselves at home at any time. They can't necessarily get what you offer in the type of service that you provide in your concept. And so adding to that experience as being a member, whether it be, rushing their ticket to the front of the line, making their drinks faster, skipping the wait list. They all add added value that you can't monetize, or can't easily monetize. So always look for opportunities to add experiences. There's also the option of doing secret menus, that only your members can see, whether they be online menus or in-house menus, that when your guests go to place an order, only the members would be able to see those particular items, whether they be limited availability items or guest chef specials, or just whatever the case may be. And then also just make it worth it. Like do the math. I talked about that earlier with the Fortress examples. Like show what value, monetary value they're getting out of it. Like my pizza, I'll go back to my pizza example, like letting people know like they're gonna get 5 slices per month. Slices are $2 each. Maybe we're also gonna give them the ability to add toppings at no cost. And so all you have to do is buy, 5 slices with one topping each, and you're gonna get more than your fair share of the value of that membership. Um, Knowing how many drinks they have to consume to hit that, once you've had this many beers, you'll have paid for your membership and then some. Making it attainable though at the same time. It's like you don't like getting people interested in, because it's like, hey, you can get X, Y, and Z is great, but if they are never actually going to hit it, or they don't feel as though they're going to attain it, they didn't attain it last month. Maybe it's an unlimited platform, like a streaming service type of thing, unlimited pizza all month, but they don't come in and use it, more than once or twice. They're not going to feel like they got the value of it, and then they're going to cancel. And so building out an attainable membership program, I think is really important, especially when you're doing a recurring model. Even if you're doing a one-time model, you're probably going to want to do that one-time model again in the future. And if people don't feel like they got what they, put into it, they're just not going to buy it again. And then make it all about them. There is a possibility, there's a way of issuing out, say, a coupon as part of your membership that's good toward another membership. So you can actually make your members referral partners, and getting people to actually like, hey, I'm a member here. I got a coupon for a half off membership. Do you want to become a member as well? They become, and whatever experience you can add to the equation at the end, while they're actually in your four walls, is also going to create a stronger bond as they become an advocate of yours out into the market as well. Yeah, and then I mean, just again, I don't think I put it in a slide, but I'll say it again. Like, make sure you have a goal in mind when you're building out your membership, and build your membership to attain that goal. And then some basic ideas about loyalty, because loyalty can be more creative, I feel as though, than I've seen it out in the wild as well. There are more possibilities for making it more engaging. I talked about, I'll jump to the third point here. It's like loyalty doesn't have to be free. Like it can be, you can create a program that has buy-in potential, and then they get, certain benefits automatically, but then you can build on top of that through the point system or through the product purchase system as well. And as we mentioned, to that question, these things are all benefits of all the membership programs, whether they be loyalty, subscriptions, what have you, get applied via their GoTab profile. So you're checking in either via EasyTab, when you scan into a QR code, or check in at the point of sale. Yeah. So I think that's a good kind of way to to kind of bring it all together. And if there are any other questions, this call, as Patricia also mentioned, this call was recorded. It will be made available into the future as well. You can always reach out to your account manager to learn a little bit more directly. Feel free
Yeah,
to find me on LinkedIn, and I'll answer all your questions as well.
yeah. Put your put the last slide
Oh,
up.
yes, yes, the last
Yeah,
slide.
yeah. And please feel free to reach out. We specifically decided not to talk about loyalty, but Adam could probably do a whole other demo on loyalty. So if you are interested in learning about loyalty with GoTab, go ahead and reach out to Adam or reach out to the info box, and we'd be happy to get you connected. And I think that's it. If there are no more questions, I want to thank everyone for joining. And I think we're still struggling with that last. There we
There
go.
it is. Found it. Found it.
All right. Well, thank you, Adam. You did an awesome job. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining, and we'll hopefully we'll talk soon.
All
Cheers.
right. Bye-bye.